Welcome to the Damn Opinion Podcast. Spoiler alert. Listener discretion advised.
Jump, jump, jump to the music. Oh, James.
Oh,
it's time for Damn Opinion. And James is high energy right now. Thank you.
And believe me, we are studied up and ready for this podcast.
We're pumped up.
I feel bad for you, man, because you don't feel good tonight.
My voice is a little scratchy, so
Yeah.
I'll try and keep the energy higher than it normally is, but I can't guarantee how long my voice is going to last.
All right, then.
That's okay, man, because you know what? I got your back. I got your back, buddy. I will do all your James
Have you
isms
seen his
for
back?
you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's Harry.
Is it Harry?
Yeah. it's
Can
Harry.
you make all the same sound effects that I do? I'm not sure that you
No. No.
No, he's got, dude, from like door creaking down to gunfire, he's got it set.
I just love it. I poured a Coke. You're like, and it's fizzy.
Pretty
No
good.
way you can keep up.
Oh my gosh, welcome to Damn Opinion. I am Bill Craig and your co-hosts, Mark Montgomery.
Hello.
And James Smith.
Hello.
Please like and subscribe because it really does help, right? It helps. We do really appreciate it because we need
The
at
money.
least- yeah, we need
the
it.
money.
Yes, exactly.
We don't get paid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need the money.
But if we get 2 more subscribers, we can start advertising, okay? I'm just letting you know. All right?
Okay.
All right. So here we go, guys. What are you into, Mark Montgomery? I know you got something for me.
I do have something.
Okay.
All right, this is a winner for me because James loves baseball.
Oh, he does.
I do love baseball.
Yeah.
And he loves the Dodgers.
He does.
I do.
And you know who's running for the Republican Senate in California?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. All-American.
Steve Garvey. Wow. That's impressive. I actually thought to myself, we haven't had a Republican senator in California, like a new one. And I can't even tell you how long, because the Democrats passed a bill where you could have a runoff with just 2 Democrats. They passed it like, I forget how, 10, 12 years ago. You don't even have to have opposing sides anymore in the state of California.
Nope.
Well, it's kind of funny because I did happen to see, like the news, how much all the candidates are making,
doing.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Like they get donations, obviously. And the top 3 are Democrats, like 27 million, 24 million.
Adam Schiff would be one, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 4 million for the 3rd Democrat. And Steve Garvey has 900,000. There you go. Nobody thinks a Republican's going to win in California.
Well,
I think those are all Dodger fans donating.
I think it's funny
I think
because
they really
do you know
are.
that 2 of the Democrats, both of them the women, because there's Adam Schiff and there's 2 women running too.
Those women have names, Mark.
I know they do, but I don't want to take too long because the 2 women are investing money to support other Republicans who are kind of in the race, but not really, because they want to take votes from Steve Garvey.
Correct.
They're worried. They're worried that Steve Garvey is going to get more votes than them,
Oh.
and that it's going to be a runoff between Steve Garvey and Adam Schiff.
Oh, okay.
That's probably what's going to happen.
I know.
Can't imagine that. Not in
Steve-
California.
Steve Garvey is not a good human, too.
What?
If he
How
goes
do you disparage the name of All-American Steve Garvey, Dodger baseball player?
Growing up, I loved Steve Garvey, but he had some, I believe, extramarital affairs with Cindy Garvey,
Okay, and
the
what
news
politician
anchor.
hasn't? Name one who hasn't had an extramarital affair.
Just saying.
I'm not saying it's right. It's kind of a rite of passage for
Yeah,
politicians.
he had some stuff back in the day.
I think every powerful person has extramarital affairs because it's power. It's power. It's all about power.
Yeah. I mean, he was on the Dodgers in the 70s. Hello.
And he was that guy who would slide into third base and get up and he'd be perfectly clean.
Yeah, like how is that?
Yeah, I don't know how
That was
he did
his
that.
whole shtick was Mr. All-American. Mr. Clean, Mr. the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're sliding into a base. How do you
I
not
like
have
Steve.
dirt?
He was not my favorite player growing up as a Dodger.
See,
I
here's,
liked him, but he was
here's
not
my theory. Like, okay, if your daughter comes home with a Harley Davidson dude, you're like, oh yeah, this guy's bad news. And then you realize, oh, he gives teddy bears to kids during Christmas. He can't be that bad. But when you have like a guy, like a Steve Garvey, who's all American, I'm the all American boy, and then he does shit like that, you're expecting him to be really good. And he portrays himself to be good. And once you find out he does something bad, you're like, I don't like this guy anymore.
Isn't that true, Mark?
Well, yeah, it's true. You got to try extra hard to be super nice. That way it covers some of the doubt.
In case you didn't know, Mark is just like the boy next door. You know?
That's his portrayal.
Yeah, it is.
The truth is a Dateline episode is really what it is.
Exactly. He's the stalker with the clean white shirt. That would be his episode.
That's true.
That's, that is amazing.
I wonder if they have one titled The Boy Next Door. You think they do?
Oh, with the clean white shirt? Not yet. But they'll catch you eventually.
Great.
All right, you guys, here's what I'm into. Mark, I know I'm already giving you a little bit of a spoiler here, but you guys play Wordle? You guys play Wordle?
I used to. I don't anymore.
Right.
Well, you know what's crazy about it? I played once and I got it the first time I played.
You did not.
I did. I got it. The highest number. It was like 976. First time I ever played Wordle.
Shut up. You're just full of it. Guess what? He doesn't even know what he's talking about. I played puzzle number 976. That's why he's saying that. He doesn't even know what the score
He
is.
has no idea.
And I got it in the first shot today.
Wow.
And
That's
like,
James, now it's up to you, buddy. You ever played Wordle?
I did when it first came out, but it didn't hold my interest. I have other word games that I play.
well, I think there's the thing I like about Wordle is just that it's a global game that everybody's playing, and it's one game a day, right? So it's like, okay, you got one shot to try to win it, and blah blah blah.
And now that you've won it, what kind of accomplishment does
you
that
don't
give
even
you?
know how it goes. You don't even
What makes you feel so good about being a winner?
It's just an amazing feat. Thank you very much.
That he got it in one guess.
That I got it in one guess. And here's the thing: if I did the same word every day, then it wouldn't be so amazing. You just know that 5-letter word's going to come up. But I do 3 different words and I rotate them around. So this one, I happened to pick one of the words and it happened to be the first word. So I was like, yes. Oh, so I knew today was going to be a good day.
Good Lord.
Good
And
day.
then you had like your Geritol tablets afterwards.
That's right. I watched some Jeopardy and some Dateline. You're the Dateline guy.
Some Matlock.
Yeah.
Fish up with a little Matlock.
Exactly. Hey, yeah. And all of my Facebook friends liked it. Okay, so there.
And then you went and played around a pickleball.
That's right. Oh my gosh. I'm way too old for pickleball. So the other thing I did this weekend was went out with Alicia's cousins, and you know how I like smoking cigars. Alicia went and had her tea time with her girls and all the dudes. We hung out and smoked cigars for about 3 hours, and it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
A lot of fun.
When you say smoke cigars, is this like when Bill Clinton was smoking cigars?
Let's hope not.
Yeah,
No.
were these cigars that are called blunts? Is that what you were smoking?
No, it was pure on tobacco. And
Were you all wearing like do-rags and colors? I just want to check on
no interns were involved.
Were you?
No
was there
do-rags.
poker, golf? Was there anything involved?
No, we were
Was
just
there alcohol involved?
not even alcohol.
You were just
we were
hanging
literally
out, puffing away.
yeah, shooting the shit, just smoking cigars.
Like
It was great.
gangsters.
Yeah, like gangsters. Yeah, which I love doing, but I don't want to be a habit in it. Right? I don't want it to be.
Did you bring up Wordle?
No, I did not. No, I did not.
That would have ended it right there.
But I did bring up the boy next door and the clean white shirt.
Oh yeah, you need
So,
to do that. That guy is a badass.
So anyway, I got that in because last year we always go out once a year and go to a football game, and we did not smoke cigars.
We did
this
not last
time,
year.
which was odd. So,
Well, speak for yourself.
oh, you did, but that was another story. Tropical Tic Tacs. Okay, go ahead, James. What did you into?
So I went to my niece's volleyball tournament this weekend.
Woohoo!
And before we left on Friday, Thursday night, my wife is watching that show, Love is Blind.
What is it about blind people dating?
No.
No.
It's season 6, and they literally take people. They have, I think, a dozen guys and like a dozen girls, and it's over a 4-day period, and they go into these pods, and you talk to each other. You can't see the other person.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this.
And so I've seen like an episode here or there, and so I watched 2 episodes with my wife. So I got sucked in
How sad.
with my wife watching this terrible Love is Blind.
Gotcha.
So in the show, after they talk to each other, if you find your person, you propose to them.
Without ever seeing them.
Without ever seeing them. And then they go and you see each other. And that's my favorite part of the show. Because only out of all of them, I think only 5 people matched. So they come out and the look on their face when the camera's on them, they're like, and you can tell sometimes it's like, that's not really what I think. And like, then they send them to a tropical place. This time it's like Puerto Rico or somewhere like that, Dominican Republic, I forget where they're going. And they send them like on a week vacation.
That's nice.
Then they bring them everybody from the show together so you can see the people that you talk to that you might have missed. And then they send them back to their town because I guess they're all from Memphis.
Okay.
This season, and they live together for a while. So there's a new episode coming out Wednesday night, I think.
You know,
so that's what I was
can
watching.
see the show being popular because all our listeners have no idea what we look like unless you go to the website.
It's kind of funny
www.damnopinion.com. Go ahead.
because yesterday morning we got up and we had time to kill before the volleyball tournament. So I got on Reddit. I searched Love is Blind because everything has a Reddit, right? And I went on there and the people trashing the people on the show. Oh my God, I can't believe she did that. Or, oh my God, that guy's just the worst. I would not really want to be that level of famous. People are losing their ever-loving mind on the internet.
Well, especially when you're on a reality show for no merit but that you're on a reality show.
And it's edited, so they can totally make you look like a villain or a good guy.
For sure. Right, and you don't, like, if you're a rock star, you're like, fuck those guys. I'm a rock star. I've worked my ass off, and this is my music. If you don't like it, great, but I'm making money.
So that gives me, I have a question for you, James. If you happen to be, I know you're married, but if you happen to be on this show, would you have a certain persona? Would you behave differently if you were on one of these dating shows?
I probably wouldn't match with somebody.
But would you behave differently? Would
No.
you say you're something versus what you are?
No, I don't think so.
So you wouldn't get a date.
My
at all?
wife and I laugh about it because the girl comes in and she's like, I'm really sensitive. And I would just get up and walk out.
Wow.
You know, at my age, they'd say something and I go, okay, goodbye. And I would walk out.
Wow.
No, I couldn't do it because I couldn't just, I don't know about you, but I couldn't just marry someone that I'd never seen. I don't care what kind of connection we think we have on the other side of the wall from each other, talking about,
Really?
We both love baseball.
There's so many people that have done that in the world. They've actually met somebody online and chatted for like months online before they ever even talked to each other.
Yeah, no.
And then they fell in love.
Yeah, but there's a lot of those that don't work out either, or you end up in someone's basement.
Well, that's possible.
Well, there's no one right way to do it because you know people that have met for an hour and they're married for 55 years.
And for me, it's not the physical part. I'm not saying they have to be pretty or whatever. It's the idiosyncrasies. People have a certain smell, a certain taste, all that kind of stuff. So I'm talking to you, but then I get out and it's like, oh my God, you pick your nose incessantly or whatever it is that you can't see. There's some weird idiosyncrasy that I can't live with you.
I'm just hooked that you taste people. And you call me the strange one.
Do you taste people, James?
A nice liver with some Chianti and some fava beans.
I thought that was a brain. It was a liver? Is that what he was eating?
His liver.
Oh, geez. Oh my
with
God.
some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Okay. Wow.
Anyway, that's what I was
So
into this
I
weekend.
did happen to catch, I didn't know what I was looking at, but I did happen to catch when the person who said she was Megan Fox, looked like Megan Fox, was like revealed. And she didn't look like Megan Fox.
She looked like Julia Child. That's really who she looked like.
She wasn't
She looked
ugly.
like a young Julia Child.
Yeah, young Julia Childs. And she wasn't ugly.
No, she's not ugly.
No, she was fine looking. But that's the problem. You set the bar way high. Probably because she wanted to get picked. Probably because she has an OnlyFans or she's an influencer or whatever
Well,
she wants to
You don't
get.
know what Megan Fox looks like after a night with Machine Gun Kelly either. It could be just like that.
That's
So
true.
when I was watching it, the guy was said, because you can't say what you look like. So she's an airline stewardess, and she was saying, when I'm on the flight, people always tell me I look like a certain celebrity. And he's like, who's that? And she's like, Machine Gun Kelly's like girlfriend or something. And he's like, Megan Fox? And you can see his look. He was like, and she's like, I guess so. She wasn't like, I look like Megan Fox.
Oh, God.
Gotcha.
And so he locked on to that. The guy's kind of a douchey too. And if you go like this to her, if you look just at her eyes, she kind of looks a little bit like Megan Fox.
Right.
But the rest of her, no.
Well, I've heard that Megan Fox doesn't look like Megan Fox anymore. I mean, I've heard that she got some work done.
She's always been crazy too.
And she's been crazy. That's the point. I don't care what they look like. I just don't want crazy town.
Cray cray.
Yeah, we do not want cray cray.
Crazy town.
No.
What
Let's
are you
not
laughing
do
about?
guys are killing me. You guys are killing me with the whole. I don't care what they look like. I'm like, really,
Right.
really.
As long as they're clean and they're not crazy. I think this should be the misogynist. I'm going to mess this up, but there's a new matrix. It's just like the triangle where you can be like hot, have money, and a good personality, but you can only have two. Or something like that. Something like that. And so
But you can't have all three.
right. You can't have all three. So it's like if she's hot and she's got a lot of money, you know, she doesn't have personality. Something along like that.
All right. So if I'll just ask the question: if you had all three, which one would you give up? If you had money and personality and looks, what would you give up?
Looks.
You give up looks?
I'd give looks.
You'd rather have money and personality.
Yep.
I'd give up money. I don't care about money.
I'll answer mine after we come back.
With our topic today,
Which is?
hypothetical questions.
Here we go now.
Got an idea for a topic? Who knows? We may reach out and use your suggestion on air. Let us know and visit damnopinion.com.
And we're back. Damn opinion. This is one I've been wanting to do a long time ago. Hypothetical questions, right?
You know what my answer is?
What?
Personality.
You would give up personality.
Yeah, I would, because I've been such a nice guy my entire life now. I'll give it up to make money and be good looking.
He's been such a nice guy. Such the boy next door.
The boy next door.
With the white shirt.
Well, I'm
Yes.
gonna need that money for Dateline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would give up hot.
Yeah.
I'd give up personality.
And I give up money. That's so weird how we're different like that.
We'll come visit you living in a tent.
So you're gonna be hot and
No,
and
I'm going to
nice.
date a cougar. I'm going to date a cougar and she
So
can
he's gonna
take
be
care
hot
of
and
me.
nice. Yeah, he'll find somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, if you take away my personality, who cares? But that's charisma right there. You can be ugly. I guess I'd take away my hotness.
Of course.
And be very charismatic and have lots of money.
Well, I
That's all
didn't
that
say
matters.
is it lots of money or just have money?
You don't have to worry about money. It's enough money you don't worry about money.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I mean, in today's world, you have to have money. You're going to be living in a tent.
What is this with the tent? It's
You
like,
might be right.
you know, hey, you can get a
Have you
room off
seen
Craigslist.
Have you seen all the tents that are up all around? There's tents everywhere.
There are all up and down the West Coast.
For
Yes.
perspective, before I came here, Caddyshack was on. And they finished the round where he walks up and he's like, I want a cheeseburger, I want a hamburger, and on the board is hamburger, $1.50. When I came to your house tonight, I stopped and got a hamburger. It was $13.50.
That's
Yeah.
insane. A $12 increase.
Yeah.
So I'm picking money and personality.
Yeah. Okay. If it's for me, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of Caddyshack, if you had to be a certain character in Caddyshack, what would you be?
You mean in real life or playing
You're-
the
you're-
acting?
Well, no. If that was real, if Caddyshack was real, who would you be in that movie?
Rodney Dangerfield.
Me too.
I want 6 of those, 5 of these, 3 of those, those orange balls.
He didn't care. He didn't care. He was rich. He didn't care. He had fun.
Well, what about the Chevy Chase character?
What about him?
Wasn't he cool?
He was.
Okay, I'll take him.
Ty was a little weird.
Who was?
Chevy Chase, his name's Ty.
Who was? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. What about the kid? Don't you want to be the kid?
Oh, who makes out with the girl?
Yeah, and then he wins or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Danny Noonan.
Danny Noonan. Yeah. And wasn't he the perfect 70s kid, too?
he kind of.
I know this was an 80s movie, but it was a
Yeah.
70s kind of kid.
kind of. Yeah, he fit.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Sorry. Sidetracked.
All right, so I have a hypothetical question for you
Oh,
guys.
wonderful.
Because we all know rock stars all want to be sports stars, and sports stars want to be rock stars. If you could be one,
Can I just be one?
you have to be just one. Which would you be?
A sports star or a rock star?
Yes.
I can't be both.
Nope. Yeah, you're going to be the famous sports star or a famous rock star.
I've answered this before.
Okay, let's hear it.
I want to be, and I don't remember his name, but I think it's something Rupert. Guy who sings the Pina Colada song.
Oh, you want to be him?
I want to be him. Here's why. I am rich. I have a bunch of money, not like tons of money like, Mick Jagger. But if I'm Mick Jagger, I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything unless I have an entourage protecting me.
Right.
This guy, no one has a clue who he is, and you can listen to this song everywhere. I have teenagers around me at the age of 14 today who know that song, and it was released back in the 70s. So, are you kidding me right now? Yes, I would love to be that guy.
Okay, you would pick the rock
What is
star.
it? Rupert Holmes? What's his
Yeah,
name?
I think his name is Rupert Holmes.
There you go.
Yeah.
The worst song ever about cheating on his woman.
Oh,
Right.
dude, it's the best song ever at the end. If you listen to the whole song.
If you grew up in the 80s, the me decade, yes, that would be great.
Yes.
But so you would rather be a rock star, but not be so.
You just said a rock star or a sports star.
There we go.
And that rock star would fit perfect.
What about you, James?
I would pick sports star.
And what sport would it be? Baseball?
I would be a baseball pitcher.
Baseball pitcher.
And I would get paid $300 million a year to pitch every 5 days, and I get an off season.
So wait, isn't that what's his name right now?
And nobody really knows who I am except the people in the city, hardcore baseball fans that know me.
No, they would know you at 300 million.
Right now, if you got in the elevator with Garrett Cole, would you know who he is?
Does he make 300 million?
Yeah.
I would
And
not
he
know.
pitches for the Yankees. Okay?
No, I wouldn't know.
And
who
you
he is.
would not know who he is. Now, if you lived in New York and were a baseball fan, you know exactly who he is, but nobody else knows
So
who he
you
is.
would travel
So I would have
outside
full
the state.
anonymity in most cities, except for most hardcore baseball fans would know who I am. But other than that, I would make $300 million, work every 5 days, and have an off season.
See, I want to be a sports star, right? I do. But the problem is that it ends. It ends because he's going to make 300 million, sure, but then, by the time you hit what, 37,
Dude.
you're out of the game.
Dude.
You're not doing it anymore.
Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Strahan,
Well, they're all doing announcing.
but their sports ended.
Yeah, their sports ended. They're
what
still
is that?
big.
Your life isn't
So that's
over?
a major superstar thing. So it's like, I don't know if I want to be a major super sport.
Okay, I can tell you right now that Michael Jordan is not unhappy with the wealth he has from his career, and his sports ended.
Yeah, I don't think money makes you happy.
No,
but
but
I
my
think
point
that
is
I guarantee you, he's probably still dealing with not to be able to play. That was part of his identity, is being able to play.
That's why I think Shaquille O'Neal and like Michael Strahan did it right. They did other things beyond just what they did.
Oh
in
yeah.
sports.
Well, they were able to say, okay, I'm going to make another career here.
Right.
But somebody like Garrett Cole, he may never be an announcer or anything like that.
But he could get into coaching. He could still stay in the game.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Right? You can still stay in the game.
For sure.
So you want to feel validated by what you know, because if you give up a career, you're like, what am I going to do now?
So
with my-
rock stars could be the same. You could be touring gigantic stadiums, and then you're at Thunder Valley Casino.
I saw, guys, the Go-Go's were opening for someone else. And the Go-Go's were huge in the 80s.
Yeah, they were.
And now they were like opening for somebody. I don't even remember. And it was
Rupert Holmes.
It was like and Rupert Holmes was the lead act. No, but what's crazy is
At the Sacramento County Fair.
yeah, there was like 300 people there, and they're all like, "Woo, we love you!" And I'd be like, "I would hate this. I would never do it.
Yeah.
I would never go back. If it turned to the state fair, that would be my goodbye one. I'd be like, everybody, my last concert, goodbye."
Yeah, but that's the cool thing, is that they get paid a lot to go to the state fair.
What? And you spend it all on funnel cake?
Well, you take.
Do
their
they
money.
though? Because that's the thing about record contracts, right? You have to tour to make money nowadays,
Yes.
right?
It was always that way, though.
So where sports, I get paid for my performance. I have to give some to agents, but I rake in most of my money.
Yeah.
Especially in baseball, my contract is guaranteed. Tomorrow I blow my knee out, I'm still getting paid for the next decade.
All right, so I have my question then, going off of what you just said, right? My question is for you guys, your daughter, we all have daughters, comes to you and she goes, "Dad, I figured out what I'm going to do with my life." And you're like, oh, okay. And you're like, is this something that you're expecting to spend some money? She's like, "I got everything covered. In fact, I have $475,000 in the bank." "Are you dealing drugs?" "No, I'm on OnlyFans." What would you say if she has $500,000 in the bank and she's on OnlyFans and she's only been doing it for less than a year?
Go take a business class.
But okay. But what would you say? Would that be the only thing you say?
Yeah, they're adults. What am I going to tell them? They're adults.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think telling them you shouldn't be doing that. is
Naughty,
going
naughty.
to- yeah, I mean,
That's my screen name,
Here,
Dad.
when I get back from church, I'll chew you out. That's not going to happen for me.
yeah,
You're so quiet. You have no answer?
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's obviously a tough one, right? So
I think they know the bad parts about it, but
I think James is right. Go take a business class because, we were talking about looks don't last. And even though there's probably plenty of senior OnlyFans, they're probably better off and probably going to be happier doing something else than selling themselves.
We've talked about this. Like when I first moved to Sacramento, I had a neighbor girl that she was a stripper. And she was super cute. She was kind of tomboy. She was super cute. And she was in college. And she's like, I'm going to strip for 2 years. And she was making like $3,000 a night. Mm-hmm. She had just bought a brand new car cash. And she had a plan. She's like, they can't touch me. She's like, I don't do drugs. I go to school, but I work here. They don't touch me unless I want them to. And she's like, most of the time I don't want them to. So I dance and I'm sexy and I get paid big money. And then I go home that night.
Well,
she's like, I'm not having sex with anybody. I'm not doing anything ordinary. I am just dancing topless or nude at that point. And she made $3,000 a night. Go get it.
It's got to feel good for your ego when that happens.
When
obviously.
You're young, why not?
Yeah, it's got to feel good for your ego. But at the same time, it's got to also, be bad when other people find out about it and they're like, oh, you do that? Aren't you just demeaning women? It's like, okay, well.
I think as long as you're secure with your own self and you have a plan, I don't have a problem with it.
See, what you're talking about, going to a bar, taking off your clothes, doing that's one thing. The OnlyFans can go down so many roads.
Yeah, they could.
Right?
But they could just be like, here's my feet.
Of course. If that's what they were doing, I'd be like, that's, okay.
Quick side note, I only bring it up because there's this girl named Talissa Smalley. She's actually a daughter for a famous comedian. And she had a conversation with her father on an episode of a podcast called Daughter Pod, where he basically gives her stuff from the 80s and she tries to figure it out. And she goes, yeah, Dad, I'm going to make some money doing this. And he's like, oh, you could see that it was the first time she brought it up. And it was interesting because he had a good answer. He goes, listen, I fully support you and I love you no matter what. But he was saying the same kinds of things you were saying. And she goes, don't worry, Dad, I'm not doing anything weird and obscene, just more than what people would expect possibly if I go to the beach. So it's like, okay. And he was like, okay.
Well, also try to check out our side website, which is damnfeet.com. We sell pictures of our feet, and you should go there. We're making quite a bit of money.
And you
there.
100% can like and subscribe.
There's a link off of that to older bald men.
Why am I not on there? I'm not on there. Why is that?
You're not on there. My hypothetical question is, Mark, if you were not married, would you be married to Bill?
I've always... What?
Well, first of all, I'd have to say yes. All right. So,
because you're like a married couple now.
Yeah.
Most of the listeners aren't going to get this, but okay.
If they listen to our podcast, they totally understand.
No, I can't marry Bill.
Yes, you can.
You live in California.
No. My options are greatly diminished when that happens.
You just prefer him as your side chick.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, as long as we're clear.
That's a great hypothetical question. And James, yes, I would marry myself. Very into me.
He would argue. That makes a lot of sense.
And it's not that I'm hot either.
That's why you were single for a long time.
I have a better one, though.
Okay.
What if every time you walked into a room, a dramatic soundtrack played?
Oh, that'd be great. Oh, wait.
Or any kind of music. Anytime you walked in a room, dun, 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 dun. Or like Star Wars, the Empire sound.
That's exactly what I want.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, that would be so annoying.
Yeah, but every time you walk into a room.
Every time.
Yeah, and then pretty soon that's your curse, right?
Everywhere you go.
You know what mine would be? What? If you like pina coladas.
That's so, yes. Oh, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Hi.
As soon as he walks into the dentist.
I think the best one would be tequila. Tequila. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, everybody. I mean, what's the best song that you can think of?
Have an intro?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a driving here. There's so many.
Yeah?
Oh, my gosh.
Like what?
I mean, think about it. You could have the Chipmunks. You could have Christmas songs. There are a million songs you could have.
What is that Led Zeppelin song that goes just, hey, mom, I'm going to make you sing. You just walk in.
Oh, that would be great.
Well, it's Led Zeppelin, so any song would be, baby, baby, baby.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, it'd be bad if if it was randomly attached to you and you're like, me love you long time. I'd be like, please, no, just any other song.
See, that I would love it if I had the power to give that to people.
What?
That would be great.
Just their intro song.
Yeah, I get to pick your intro song. That would be great.
Oh, that'd be good.
That would be one of the best superpowers ever. Just like, can you imagine what your ex-wife would get?
Ice, ice, baby.
Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow. Okay, so if you guys were going to be haunted by a ghost, like you had no choice in it, and you got to pick the person that haunts you, who would it be? Of course, they have to be dead, not alive. Oh, so you can't pick Charlene Theron.
That's a totally wrong name.
Who, by the way, Charlize Theron was ranked as number
Charlize Theron
8, I believe, in the hottest actresses of today.
But not of all time.
No. Well, she's getting a little older. As of today, they go younger.
Misogyny.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Dead person to haunt me.
I think I'd pick Betty White.
Oh, that would be a great one. She'd still be current, but she could talk about the past.
She could talk about the past. She'd be current. She'd be fun. She's not evil.
Mm-hmm. No.
And so I could have conversations at night, even when I'm exhausted with her, because I've seen a lot of her shows.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, so what was it like, doing that? And when she was young, she was also famous.
Mm-hmm.
So she had a lot of famous actor friends and everything. I'd be conversations for days.
Yeah.
That is pretty good. Bill?
Yeah. I'm thinking Freddie Mercury. I think it'd be cool.
He'd be doing lines half the time.
Maybe so.
He'd be like, Bill.
Maybe. I don't think he'd be attracted to me. But I would just like to hear him, singing. And no one bites the dust. Yeah. Okay. Sing another one, Freddie.
That's what I was thinking. Mozart. I was going way back. I was like, Mozart.
You would be so annoyed.
Probably.
In the middle of the night if he just started singing.
Yeah. But I'd always know it was him. It's like, it's that overbite that I can't get away from. And I could call him the overbite. Stuff like that.
I'm thinking Mozart. He looks like a ghost anyway.
But you don't even speak his language.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. That's the torturous part of being a ghost. You're like, oh, Betty, we'll just chat up. You're being haunted.
That's true.
Well, Betty could, she's
He'd be all, and you'd be like, I have no idea what Mozart's saying to me.
You know what would be terrifying?
especially when you're in the shower. What are you saying?
What would be terrifying is Captain Kangaroo. Just following you around like in that big red suit. You're like, fuck me. Get away. Get that bowl cut away.
Barbara Walters. Bill, what are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you feeling today?
Have you washed behind that?
You're like, you're always crying. Why is Bill always crying? I don't know.
You can't have Mr. Rogers either because Mr. Rogers would be like, hey, Bill. Did you visit your neighborhood today?
Yeah. It's like, and then I'd be like, fuck, I got to get another sweater out of the closet, Fred? What the hell?
That would be good, though. You look very good today, Bill.
Yeah.
Make some friends.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he's really haunting you the whole time? Should you really have said that? Let's ask.
God. Oh.
You're fighting with your woman. It's like, oh, God.
He's just standing there behind her, shaking his head.
Yeah.
With Bill, he'd be the whole time, why are you on Pornhub, Bill?
Can you imagine? You're on Pornhub and there's Fred Rogers
Have you
just
seen
sitting there on the foot of your bed.
And he's like,
Okay.
William, have you checked out needlepoint?
Right. Here's a baseball. Let's go out and throw the ball.
No. It's Mr. Rogers. I have a puppet.
No.
I've got one too, right, Fred?
Oh my gosh. Okay, tomorrow someone walks up to you. It's voting day, November 4th, 3rd, whatever it is, right? Someone walks up to you and there's only 2 candidates on the ballot. They put a gun to your head and they said you have to vote for one. And it's Biden or Trump. Who are you voting for?
Seriously?
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm voting for Biden.
It's a hypothetical question.
If I have to, I have to pick.
If I have to pick,
You have to pick.
I would vote for Biden.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't like either of them. But my basis is Trump bankrupted a casino. A casino that prints money. He bankrupted.
Maybe
He
that's-
shouldn't be in charge of a Taco Bell.
But did he get money from bankrupting the casino? I'm just curious. Do we know?
How he's bankrupt everything.
Yeah, but did he
And
get money
Biden's a
from it?
crook too, but I don't think he's bankrupt a casino.
Right now, Trump is selling gold shoes with red, white, and blue stripes on it for $1,000 a piece.
Really?
And they sold out.
Wait,
Yeah.
how many pairs does he have?
400.
400 pairs.
What?
That
Why
you
does he
get.
have
He
400
has a
pairs?
GoFundMe right now.
Yeah.
What?
He has a
Why?
GoFundMe.
Why does he have 400 pairs of gold, red, white, and blue shoes?
No.
This
Nobody
is
knows.
what I'm talking about. He was selling NFTs earlier in his life.
Pretty soon
Is
he's
he just drawing squiggles on something on the computer?
Probably.
just
They're
like the Simpsons.
shoes
The
ever.
next headline tomorrow is going to be "Old Man Yells at Cloud."
Yeah.
What?
It's amazing. At least Biden is getting his money underground. He's not fucking pimping out
do you
some
mean 'cause
shoes.
he's dead?
Sneakers.
Yes. It's like fucking sneakers. What the fuck? Okay.
All right, I've got one for you.
Wait. Mark didn't answer.
Oh, I got shot in the head.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That probably is true. I should have got shot in the
Oh, God. Why didn't I get shot in the head?
probably
Darn
true.
it. Okay.
Okay, so imagine if instead of sleeping, humans hibernated like bears.
Okay.
How would that change the way you live and society in general?
I already eat like one. I'm already pre-hibernating.
Think about it. 3 months.
So
you're
you
asleep.
and you have to do this in the winter.
You have to do this. Well,
Can you pick your time?
if you hibernate like a bear, then yes, we'll say for argument's sake, it's the winter.
That's football season. That's just. I can't even think about that.
You're
I
just,
can't even think about
you're just
it.
recording it.
Yeah. And then I wake up in the. Yeah, that would.
So
suck.
what would we do to prep for it?
How would it change things? Think about it. You're asleep for 3 months. And pretty much most people are asleep for 3
I
months.
just plan and invest wisely.
How does day-to-day society keep rolling if everyone's asleep for 3 months?
Oh,
If everyone's
I thought you
asleep,
just
who
said
cares?
us.
Not just us. Everybody.
So this is like you're traveling to Mars kind of thing.
Everybody now has to sleep 3 months like a bear.
Oh,
You just
okay.
don't sleep.
Well,
you're awake the rest of the time
if everybody
24/7
if everybody's doing it,
for 9 months, but 3 months out of the year, you're asleep.
the last month before I go to sleep, I'm setting practical jokes on everyone's sleep pod when they wake up.
That would be awesome. But here's my thing with this premise: can you wake up and play practical jokes on?
No, they've already been set. They've
Right.
been waiting for 3 months.
No, your physiology, once you shut down, you're shut down.
Okay.
You're in cryo sleep for 3 months.
No,
because-
I preset them.
Right,
Before I
I
go to
get
sleep.
that. But what I'm worried about is like people, not going to sleep and then like robbing you and stuff. So I wanted to make sure.
Everybody.
So I don't know how that would even who cares? Everyone's going to sleep. Everyone's
Because
out.
you can't leave the toaster on.
Yeah, everybody does, 2 weeks before it, lots of PSAs about like, don't forget to shut off the water or
Yeah.
whatever.
But then you come out of 3 months sleep and there's trees down in your neighborhood. Your roads are all jacked up. You're
Yep.
asleep for 3 months.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Everybody's getting together as a community and maybe your house burnt down and you're dead. Who knows?
And think of how pissed that ghost is going to be that you haven't talked to him in 3 months.
Yeah. Poor Fred Rogers will be mad.
It's going to really screw up your pay schedule. You're asleep for 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't have anything to buy.
But paycheck wise, are you not getting paid for 3 months? Do you get paid for that time?
No, you don't get paid.
See?
Well, it's just like teacher. You can choose.
You can
You can
choose.
say paychecks over 12 months or paychecks over 9 months.
Who's
Whichever
going to
you
cash
want.
it? You're asleep for 3 months.
Yeah, they just automatic deposit.
Who's going to do that?
AI. My friend AI. Good old AI.
Okay, what about you?
Mark?
Again?
Yeah.
Okay, what if you had to eat through your butt?
Am I 12 years old?
and
Am
it-
I doing a
and it-
12-year-old
I think you're
podcast?
doing a
And it
Okay.
comes out your mouth when you have to go to the bathroom.
Then I shoot myself. With your gun.
I'm just imagining, I hate to bring that up, but I'm just thinking, man, you don't want to kiss anybody. No, actually, nobody wants to kiss you.
Bill, what's your topic?
What if
You asked me.
what if we had to eat like flies and vomit on our food and suck it up?
my God.
We're doing a
we are
12-year-old
12-year
podcast. Give me your 12-year-old podcast thing.
On my list, my 12-year-old podcast. What if dirty was in instead of clean? What if instead of showering and everything?
It is.
Dirty was in.
It
kinda
is.
is,
If you have the internet, that's exactly what it is.
No, I mean you didn't shower, you didn't do laundry.
That's because you hate
You didn't have a shower in your house.
You hate natural hippies.
because stink was the way it's supposed to be.
You know, there's natural biomes that grow on your body that keep you protected
Yes.
when you don't bathe.
That's
quite
true.
often.
Yeah.
And
And
the smell is not good, but you actually become hardier as a person.
In the 1300s, they thought showering or bathing was bad for you.
Yeah, but they
It'll
also
kill you.
drank crappy water. I'm saying if you're living somewhere really clean and natural, like let's say Mount Shasta, but you're just a dirty hippie, you're probably healthier body-wise.
Okay.
I have a question. If you could change, when somebody sneezes, we all say, bless you or gesundheit, right? If you could change the word that we say when we sneeze, what word would you choose for it to be?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
And then a follow-up.
There's a follow-up on the second one?
We don't have a word when somebody coughs. We just watch them hack and cough, and we never say anything. Right? Why don't we do that?
I want my word to be fluff knuckle.
Fluff knuckle. So I sneeze.
Fluff knuckle.
Yeah, I like that.
Fluff knuckle. Mine's going to be a little harsher, I think. What about you, Bill? What's yours?
Oh, go Raiders, of course. Raiders. Yeah, that's what but I'm really, this has been on my mind forever, the coughing thing. Think
true.
about that. Somebody sneezes, everybody's on them. Bless you. Gesundheit, I'll bet that one hurt. But you cough, you just sit there by yourself. Everyone coughs alone. No one helps out the cough.
I have a word for that.
What is it?
Niblet?
Okay, niblet. I like it.
Just questioning. Niblet? Why are you coughing?
See, I feel like if you got the right comedian, like Chappelle, came up with the word and it was really good and funny, it would change society. Everyone would say.
Why don't you come up with the word?
But I'm not Chappelle.
You could be famous, though. I don't think it's niblet.
No, it can't be niblet.
When people
Can it be Chappelle?
Chappelle. We could do Chappelle.
Such a calm word.
Yeah.
You're coughing and you're like, Chappelle?
Maybe we could do Chappelle.
Ratatouille.
That's close.
That is very close. Actually, that's really good. Ratatouille. Every time somebody coughs.
You got to try it. Next time someone coughs, use it.
Ratatouille.
I'm going to try to do that. Unfortunately, it'd probably be one of my clients and it would be like really weird. So,
Pulling out my money now, Bill.
yeah. How about if you could only eat the same breakfast every day? What would
How
it
about the
be?
same food? So just breakfast. Or just
Like
breakfast,
lunch, and dinner? You had to eat
just the
every
same,
day?
Just like a dog. You have to eat the same food every day.
Yeah. What would so you're saying every lunch, breakfast, dinner is
Yes.
all the same?
Yeah, you only get one big whatever it is once a day.
Like a dog. Comes out of a bag. No, I'm just saying. One meal.
Oh boy. See, I would probably have to pick something like a chicken salad or something, right? Because you have a whole bunch of different stuff in there.
It would have to be something.
Right, like massive chicken. I mean, where I could just have everything. I'd have fruits, vegetables, lettuce, meats, all that stuff.
Like a big smoothie.
What chicken salad have you had in your life that's like that? What are you
I would
talking
make
about?
up the chicken salad.
There's only two things in my mind that would work, and
What's
that would
that?
be like a massive combo pizza, right, with all the toppings, or a massive chef salad, which basically has all the meat, all the vegetables, everything.
That's what I'm thinking. Chef salad, right? Yeah, that would be probably. I mean, I'm combination pizza. You're going to get sick of it, and at least with the chef salad, you could
change the dressing.
Yeah, you could change the dressing. You mean on the pizza?
No, on the salad.
Salad. Yeah, you can change the dressing on the salad, and you can even say, "I'm sick of the lettuce. Let's just eat the meat tonight."
Sure.
Or let's have just the egg that's in there or whatever. Yeah.
You guys are way off.
What is it?
Popeyes.
Popeye's what, though? It has to be a certain meal.
Yeah.
It would be a number 4 with a Coke. It'd be a 5-piece with 2 sides, and your sides would be coleslaw and red beans and rice, and you get a biscuit and some chicken and a drink.
Well,
and maybe you change your drink to like orange juice or something. So you get a little.
Are you sure, Bill, you don't want to change yours to the pimento chicken sandwich?
No.
Okay.
No. It was a good combo. Jalapeno honey pimento chicken sandwich
at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Now that is a weird combo, but it worked. But I'm not going to eat that every day.
Okay.
I can only eat it once a year, to be honest.
All right.
What if you could permanently delete any invention from history? What would it be?
Oh, really?
Well, wouldn't the nuclear bomb be?
Any invention.
Okay, nuclear bomb.
What would have happened if we didn't do that?
Wow.
I mean, we've had a massive land war in Japan.
The war would have lasted a long
China might have gotten involved. That might have been very bad.
Yeah, you never know.
The war would have just continued.
Huh.
Millions of deaths.
I want to say, and Bill's going to shoot me, I want to say the cellular phone.
Why?
Because too many people have disconnected from society because of it.
I
That
think
would be the smart answer, but I don't know.
maybe you're right, man, with this cellular phone thing. But, throughout history, everyone has complained about the new tech. Reading. People will be like, they're going to be reading and have their heads. And I'm not even kidding.
That damn locomotive is going to ruin everything.
Exactly. That radio show, that TV, that everybody is like a curmudgeon when it comes to that cell phone. It's just a different thing. I am connected. Honestly, I am connected to my friends way more than I ever was with my cellular phone.
Which is really bad for us.
I know.
Yes, it is. It's very bad.
For me, it would be advertising.
Oh.
No ads.
Yeah, but then what? Everything would cost something. You wouldn't get to watch TV for free. You can watch it on an antenna for free. You wouldn't be able to, like all these games that you download on your phone, they would make you pay for it.
Would they?
Yeah, sure. They got to get paid, right? So it's
That's
advertisements.
you're buying the product.
Right, exactly.
Do you have to add advertising? There was lots of goods and stuff traded for a long time without advertising.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. But at the same time, do you appreciate advertising?
No, I fucking hate advertising.
So you're not like what if you wanted one of your puffy jackets? Remember that? Puffy jacket. You love puffy jackets. So you were like, I'm in the mood for a new puffy jacket, and then they come up in your feed.
But how would you even know which one to pick?
Yeah.
What if you were like, how do I find a puffy jacket?
I wouldn't have a puffy jacket. I would have seen somebody else wearing a puffy jacket, and I would have gone to the store and bought it. The same way people were buying stuff for thousands of years without it on my feed. Somebody went, what is that hat? It's a cowboy hat. And went and bought one. There were ads on my horse on a cactus as I went by that said, get a hat over here.
True. But some of them are pretty cool when they're neon sign. Coors Lights.
I'm not saying they're not tricky, but they're ruining everything. There's ads everywhere. And all they want to do is sell you stuff to make more money.
Yeah, for sure. That's true.
When I would still probably buy it anyway.
Yeah.
Why do you have to show me the ads?
Yeah. Ads suck.
Yeah.
Ads suck.
Ads
right?
do suck.
Yeah.
Wait, you know what we should do? We should break for an ad.
Let's do that. We'll be right back right after this ad. Feeling jiggly? Feeling kind of special? Well, let me tell you. Bill Cosby made it a little unpopular, but it's a coming back. It's called Jell-O, baby. We like cherry. We like pumpkin spice. But everybody loves a little lime Jell-O in their bathtub. Go back to the old school. Jell-O. Yeah.
It's time for the big, the bold, and the bald to give their opinion on today's topic. DamnOpinion.com.
And what a great ad that was, wasn't it?
It was amazing. I think I'm going to go buy one right now.
Yeah, yeah. That's amazing. That's like, and James, you might hate ads, but I know you loved that ad. All right, so thank you for listening to our hypothetical podcast here on Damn Opinion. Don't forget, like and subscribe, but we're going to leave you with one last hypothetical question that we will answer. Guys, if you could be a performer in the circus, what would you be?
Ladies and gentlemen, come see the greatest sideshow on earth. There's a strange woman and a hairy man and a big guy and a thin woman. Do they all get together afterwards? Well, you can pay extra to see that. That would be the Sideshow Barker act I would do every day.
So I was thinking Ringmaster for you, but yeah, Sideshow Barker was right up your alley, Mr. Stalker with a white shirt.
Yeah, because you are so full of shit. You can easily do that.
I would have so much fun doing that. You, sir. Is that your wife or is that... Oh, that is your wife. Sorry. Come on in.
I would want to do one of two. After seeing The Jerk, I want to guess people's weight. But that might be the fair and not a circus act. But really, in the circus act, I want to lay on the bed of nails.
Ouch. Yeah.
But you'd have things put on top of you, too.
I know. How fun would that be?
Not.
Yeah.
That or the contortionist. It's one of the two.
You could do that?
No, probably not. But it's all fake. I could totally do it.
Okay. Sword swallower?
No, I'm not doing the sword swallowing.
Well, he's had enough of that, by
I
golly.
need some sideshow acts.
Oh, yeah. For me, I would just want to be one of the little midget clowns in the car.
You're not a midget.
Yeah, I know, but I would want to be. And I just run. I just get to sit in a car, get driven around a little bit, and then I get to come out and everybody claps.
He just wants to wear the big shoes.
You have, James, you have an axe, right?
Yes.
Go get it. We're going to help him out here.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on
Damn Opinion.
Tune in for our next podcast when you'll hear the big, the bold, and the bald give their opinions on everything entertainment. damnopinion.com